Have you ever wondered why some homes feel heavy the moment you walk in, while others feel calm, warm, and strangely full of peace? Stay with me, because what I am about to share may change the way you see your home forever. There is something so common, so small, so easy to ignore, yet it carries a deep meaning that many people have missed. You have touched it, you have tasted it, you have passed by it without a second thought, and still it may hold a powerful reminder for your life. I am talking about salt. Yes, salt. Do not click away. Do not dismiss this as something too simple, because some of the deepest truths in life are hidden inside ordinary things. What if one small act, done with faith, peace, and intention, could help you reset the atmosphere of your home and your heart? What if the problem is not only what is happening around you, but also what has settled quietly inside your space? In the next few moments, I want to walk with you through a message that is simple, strong, and full of meaning. And by the end, you may never look at your bedroom, your prayer time, or even a glass of water the same way again. Watch until the end, because the final part brings it all together in a way you will not forget. My dear friend, there are moments when heaven uses simple things to teach deep truths. Things we see every day, things that seem too ordinary to matter. And yet those very things can point us back to peace, order, and purpose. Salt is one of those things. Scripture says, "You are the salt of the earth." That means salt is more than flavor. It points to preservation. It points to purity. It points to value. It points to purpose. Many people chase prosperity as if it is luck, as if it belongs only to a few, as if it arrives by accident. But true increase is not only about chance. It is about alignment. It is about what fills your heart, what shapes your thoughts, what enters your home, and what atmosphere surrounds your daily life. Every word you speak carries weight. Every thought leaves a mark. Every room holds a mood. When fear rules, it spreads. When peace enters, it also spreads. When gratitude grows, it changes the tone of everything around you. This is why your environment matters more than most people realize. This is why what you allow into your space matters. And this is why something as simple as salt becomes a powerful symbol. Not magic. Not superstition, a symbol, a reminder, a physical sign that you are choosing cleansing instead of confusion, peace instead of pressure, faith instead of fear. And that is where the shift begins. Think about how often salt appears in life as something that protects and preserves. It keeps things from spoiling. It has long been seen as valuable. In ancient times it was treated like treasure because it supported life, preserved food, and carried real worth. That is why salt became connected not only with survival, but also with honor, covenant, and blessing. In Scripture, salt was added to offerings. It pointed to something lasting, something set apart, something not meant to rot or fade away. That picture still speaks today. What God blesses, He is able to sustain. What God touches, He can preserve. And when life feels unstable, when money feels tight, when peace feels far away, sometimes the first thing that must change is not your schedule but your atmosphere. Not just your effort, but your inner condition. Many people live under layers of worry, so thick that they can no longer hear their own hopeful thoughts. Their rooms feel crowded, their minds feel noisy, their spirits feel tired, and when everything feels stuck, even simple decisions begin to feel heavy. This is why symbols matter. This is why acts of intention matter. When you pause, pray, clean your space, and place something meaningful in front of you, you are telling your soul, we are not staying in confusion, we are making room for peace. And that matters more than some people know. Keep listening, because the next part is where this message becomes personal. There is a reason the heart longs for clean spaces, quiet corners, and moments of stillness. Peace is not weakness. Peace is power under control. Peace clears the mind. Peace strengthens focus. Peace opens the door for wise action. And prosperity often grows best where peace is protected. That is why your home should not only be a place where you sleep. It should be a place where your spirit can breathe. A place where pressure loses some of its grip. A place where fear is not fed every night before bed. When your home is filled with clutter, noise, tension, and constant distraction, it becomes harder to hear calm thoughts, harder to pray, harder to rest, harder to wake up with clarity. But when your space is clean, simple, and centered, something shifts. Your breathing slows, your mind softens, your heart becomes more open. This is not about perfection, It is about intention. It is about choosing order where there was disorder, choosing light where things felt dim, choosing stillness where your thoughts kept running in circles. Salt becomes part of that picture because it reminds you that cleansing can begin with one small step, one act, one prayer, one quiet decision to change the feeling of your space. And when you repeat that choice with faith, your room stops feeling like a place of stress and starts feeling like a place of restoration. Do not underestimate that. A calm room can do more for a tired soul than endless striving ever will. If there is one room in the home that holds deep emotional and spiritual weight, it is the bedroom. Not the busiest room, not the loudest room, the bedroom. That is where you lay down your body, your thoughts, your tension, your hopes and your hidden fears at the end of the day. It is where your conscious mind grows quiet and your deeper inner world keeps receiving impressions all night long. That is why the atmosphere of that room matters so much. A bedroom is not just where you sleep, it is where you recover. It is where your heart settles. It is where tomorrow begins before the sun even rises. If that room is filled with clutter, harsh noise, emotional heaviness, or endless distraction, your rest may become shallow even if you sleep many hours. Your body may lie down, but your spirit may never fully exhale. So treat that space with care. Keep it clean, keep it peaceful, keep it simple. Do not let it become a storage area for stress. Do not let it become a dumping ground for everything that has nowhere else to go. If possible, reduce distractions near the bed. Create room for quiet. Create room for prayer. Create room for peace. Even small changes matter. A cleaner table, softer light, less chaos, more order, a covered trash bin, a made bed, a room that feels like rest and not like pressure. This is not about chasing some perfect image. It is about telling your mind and spirit, here, you are safe to rest. And now let me share the simple practice at the center of this message. Not as a trick, not as a guarantee, but as a meaningful act of faith, peace and intention. Take a clear glass, use clean water, fill the glass about 3/4 full. Then add 3 tablespoons of salt, slowly, 1, 2, 3. As you stir it gently, let your words become calm and focused. Speak life over your home, speak peace over your room. Speak release over every heavy thing that has been sitting on your mind. You can say, may this space be filled with peace. May my heart be cleansed of fear. May my home welcome rest, wisdom and provision. Say it simply, say it sincerely. Speak with faith, not performance. Then place that glass somewhere visible in your bedroom, like a clean nightstand or table near your bed. Do not hide it under the bed. Let it be a quiet reminder, a signal that you are no longer agreeing with confusion, panic or heaviness. Over the next day or two, let it sit there as a symbol of your prayer and your intention. If the water becomes cloudy, replace it. If it stays clear, refresh it after a few days anyway. The point is not to obsess over the glass. The point is to create a repeated moment where your mind, your words, and your environment all move in the same direction. That repeated direction can be more powerful than people think. Now listen carefully, because this is where many people miss the deeper truth. The real power is not in the object alone. The deeper change begins when your actions match your prayers. When what you say with your mouth agrees with what you are choosing in your space. If you speak peace but keep feeding chaos, the room will still feel heavy. If you pray for clarity but live in constant disorder, your mind may stay crowded. But when you begin to align your words, your room, your habits, and your focus, something starts to open. You wake up differently, you think differently, you notice ideas that you were too tired to see before. You respond with more calm, you waste less energy. You stop carrying yesterday into every new morning, and that can affect every part of life, including your work, your decisions, and your finances. Prosperity often begins in hidden places. In your thoughts, in your discipline, in your peace, in your ability to rest without fear and rise without dread. That is why I say your prosperity begins in your peace. A restless soul struggles to build clearly. A tired mind misses opportunities. A heart full of pressure finds it hard to hear wisdom. But a peaceful spirit becomes more alert, more steady, more creative, and more open to direction. So yes, the salt is simple, but the message behind it is strong. Prepare the space. Guard the atmosphere. Protect your peace. then watch what begins to change inside you. Let me take this deeper, because this part may speak directly to someone who feels worn down. Sometimes what people call bad luck is really exhaustion, disorder and fear piling up until everything feels blocked. Sometimes what looks like a financial wall is also connected to mental noise, emotional heaviness, and a home that never truly feels restful. When a person has no inner quiet, even blessings can feel difficult to carry. This is why renewal matters. This is why cleansing matters. This is why creating peaceful habits matters. Maybe you have been sleeping in a room filled with stress. Maybe you have been waking up already tired. Maybe you have been carrying worry from one day into the next without ever setting it down. Then let this be your moment to reset. Clean the room. Open the window if you can. Let in light. Change the sheets. Remove what does not need to be there. Pray over the corners of the room if that helps your heart focus. Sit in stillness for a minute before bed instead of feeding your mind one more round of noise. Then let that glass of salt water stand there as a quiet witness to your choice. A choice to begin again. A choice to welcome peace. A choice to stop living under constant heaviness. Stay with me, because this is where the message turns from idea to action, and action is often where new life begins. As days pass, you may begin to notice small shifts before you see big ones. Do not ignore them. Maybe the room feels lighter. Maybe you sleep more deeply. Maybe your mind feels less crowded in the morning. Maybe you stop reacting as quickly to stress. Maybe you feel a stronger desire to organize your life, your money, your time and your thoughts. That matters. Small peace leads to stronger choices. Stronger choices lead to steadier days. Steadier days can lead to open doors that once felt invisible. Sometimes the breakthrough is not one dramatic moment. Sometimes it is the slow return of clarity, the return of focus, the return of courage, the return of hope. And hope is not a small thing. Hope changes posture. Hope changes tone. Hope changes the way a person walks into a room, answers an email, takes a call, starts a plan, or keeps going one more day. When your inner world becomes less heavy, your outer life often starts to move differently too. This is why I urge you not to treat this as a performance or a formula. Let it be part of a larger turning. Speak better words, protect your evening peace, reduce the noise, clear the room, honor your rest, keep faith alive. The glass is not there to replace wisdom or effort. It is there to support intention, focus and prayer. And sometimes that reminder is exactly what a tired heart needs. There is also something powerful about repetition. Not empty repetition, but steady, meaningful practice. Every time you refresh the glass, refresh your words. Every time you clean the room, clean your thoughts too. Every time you lay down at night, release what you were never meant to carry into sleep. Say, fear does not belong here. Confusion does not belong here. Pressure will not rule this room. Peace lives here. Rest lives here. Wisdom can reach me here. These simple declarations help train your heart toward calm instead of panic. And over time, calm becomes strength. When the world outside feels loud, your room can become a place that reminds you who you are and what you are believing for. A place that tells your spirit, we are not abandoned. We are not trapped. We are not without help. Sometimes the most important change is that you stop expecting heaviness every morning. You stop assuming that stress gets the final word. You stop agreeing with hopelessness. That shift alone can break patterns that have lived too long in the mind. And once the mind begins to clear, the path ahead often becomes easier to see. This is why I keep returning to the same truth. Do not despise simple acts. Do not overlook small disciplines. Quiet faith, repeated with intention, can reshape the atmosphere of a life one evening at a time. And if your heart is especially burdened right now, let me speak to you plainly. You do not need to have everything figured out tonight. You do not need a perfect home, a perfect prayer, or a perfect plan. You just need a moment of honesty and a willingness to begin. Begin with peace. Begin with order. Begin with one corner of one room if that is all you can do. Begin with one prayer whispered through tired lips. Begin with one act that says, I am making room for something better. Let the salt and water be a sign of that beginning. Let it remind you that cleansing is possible. That heaviness does not have to stay. That confusion is not your permanent address. That rest is holy. That peace is worth protecting. That your home can become softer, lighter, and more settled than it has been in a long time. And from that place, let new strength rise. Let better habits grow. Let clearer decisions come. Let wise opportunities find you ready instead of worn out. What happens next may surprise you, because sometimes the first visible miracle is not money falling from the sky. Sometimes it is peace returning to a heart that forgot what peace felt like. And from there, so much else begins to heal. So tonight, or whenever you are ready, do it with intention. Prepare the room, clear the surface, take the glass, pour the water, add the salt. Stir slowly, speak life, speak peace, speak blessing over your home. Then set it beside your bed as a gentle marker of faith, focus, and fresh beginnings. Let it call you back to stillness when your mind starts to race. Let it remind you that your environment matters, your words matter, your peace matters, and your rest matters. And as you continue, expect not magic but movement. Expect not fantasy but change. Expect your room to feel different. Expect your heart to become steadier. Expect your mind to breathe again. Expect wisdom to rise where confusion used to sit. Expect new hope to enter places that felt closed for too long. Because when you prepare your space with faith and guard your peace with intention, you are no longer living carelessly. You are living awake. You are saying yes to order, yes to cleansing, yes to rest, yes to peace, yes to the possibility that life can shift even through simple acts done with a sincere heart. And if this message has reached you at the right time, do not ignore it. Hold on to it, practice it, return to it. Let your home become a place where peace is welcome, where your soul can breathe, and where every new day begins with a little more light than the day before.